Rock, the TV show following Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's rise up through his wrestling family and into the pro wrestling spotlight, acknowledged Rock's cousin Roman Reigns this week on a recent episode and made quite the news headlines. Check out this clip.
This skin makes me feel fat.
I miss you, my Peter. For every Samoan drop is a violent love letter to you, High Chief.
Somebody Samoan drop me! Just once! Acknowledge me!
By the way, that's my cousin Joe, who would later go by Roman Reigns, future WWE champion.
Come on, Dewey, let's wrestle!
No. The world's not ready. A match that big can only happen at WrestleMania.
It's gonna be you, Samoan, dropping somebody on TV pretty soon.
Yeah, I think that's a clear as day hint that Rock is at least entertaining the idea to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. And he should. If they're able to pull it off, especially because WrestleMania is going to be in Hollywood next year, it just makes perfect sense. If you're going to have a Hollywood WrestleMania, it's going to be Hollywood themed, similar to WrestleMania 21 when WrestleMania went Hollywood, which was one of my all-time favorite WrestleManias. If you're not familiar with WrestleMania 21, highly recommend you go back and watch that. Just like the whole marketing of it with all the videos of the wrestlers acting out movie scenes. I really hope they actually bring that back. You know, it's been many years since WrestleMania 21, so it's not, you know, what's old is new again, right? They can bring that back and they could do it with all the modern wrestlers and all the modern movies. It would be sweet, you know, seeing like Becky Lynch playing Black Widow or something like that. It'd be fucking dope, right? You have to do The Rock and Roman Reigns at that show. Who else? If Roman wasn't beat by Lesnar, and we're not just going to keep doing Lesnar versus Roman every year, then somebody's got to make it to WrestleMania next year to challenge Roman Reigns. You don't take the belt off Roman before WrestleMania. He's on too much of a streak at this point. You could do, because he's the undisputed universal WWE heavyweight platinum championship holder. What are they calling that nowadays? It's the undisputed, it's the WWE undisputed heavyweight champ. They just merged the two titles together, right? Like literally like the two names. I don't fucking know. Did you guys see, sorry, there's pictures of like a gold championship that's out there, like a gold strap. Like it's still the same belt, but it's got a gold strap instead of the blue or the black. Kind of looked dope. I don't know if it was real or just some kind of Photoshop gimmick, but probably the latter, as we haven't seen it yet. But, you know, you could do a thing where they split those belts again, because Cody is obviously on his way up to challenge for a world title too, right? So you take one of those belts and you spin it off and you give it to Cody. Somehow, some way, by hook or by crook, where maybe he doesn't get a nice, clean victory over Roman Reigns. Maybe he does. You could tell. I think Roman could lose to Cody and still stay strong for The Rock. But what I'm getting at here is the idea would be to keep Roman as strong as possible for The Rock. But clearly Cody's on a trajectory for a championship too, so they're going to have to figure that out. And I think the best way to do that is just split the belts, keep Roman a champion still, but let the other one branch off and let Cody run with that on a different show. That's the best way to go about it. But either way, I think, and this has to be a clear sign, right? This is a teaser. This is an Easter egg. This isn't just a troll job, I don't think. I don't think Rock would have this in his show and have that kind of language, that kind of teaser, if Rock never intended to ever wrestle Roman. And Rock keeps his ear to the streets. Rock pays attention to what's going on. He pays attention to what people are saying. If you don't think that Rock is very familiar with the fact that people are anticipating The Rock to face Roman Reigns, you're insane. Rock knows this. And Rock loves wrestling. He really does. I don't think it's a chore for him. I don't think, like, look, the money that he's the highest paid actor in Hollywood. I don't know if he's been dethroned by that yet. But I mean, at least at one point he was. I assume he still is. He does not need to come back and wrestle. And there's no amount of money that Vince McMahon can pay The Rock for a WrestleMania match that's going to be worth it to him compared to what he does for the movies. Because it's not just a one-day thing. People just think he can just show up, and no, he's got to get prepared. He's got to get in ring shape. He's got to chunk out time out of his schedule to go hit the ring, to train, to take bumps. You know, before The Rock went in and wrestled Cena, he was working with McGillicuddy, right? He was working with Curtis Axel. So he's got to fit time into his schedule to do that. He's got to at least show up on Raw or SmackDown or whatever a couple times to help hype the match. And you know, it's a time obligation, and there's no amount of money that Vince can pay him that's going to match that time obligation compared to doing a movie or a TV show or something. So in all honesty, it would be a passion project for The Rock. And I do believe he's passionate about the WWE. And I also think Rock is cognizant of his brand. He's a brand. He does TV shows. He does movies. He's got his fucking energy drink line. He's got the XFL. He's got all kinds of things. His production company. He's a full-on brand. And when you're a full-on brand, you don't just do one thing. You know, you can't just be, I'm just a movie actor. You know, he's got that song that he did with Tech Nine, a fucking rap song. Rock knows what he's doing. He's a fucking mogul. He's an entrepreneur. He's a businessman. And he loves to diversify. He loves to be a brand. He likes to go out there and do different things. So I think staying an active wrestler to a certain extent, like he can just bust out a wrestling match at WrestleMania in the main event whenever he wants to because he's The Rock, is good for his brand. It's good for his image. As long as he's able to do it physically, and he's getting older, he's going to run out of opportunities to do this. This could be the last. And if it is the last, and it probably should be because it's his cousin, it's WrestleMania, it's Hollywood, it's for a title shot probably. All those things, I think this is going to be a hard one for The Rock to pass up just because of the passion, just because he wants to add that to his branding, that he's still a high-level main event WrestleMania WWE superstar. I think we're heading straight for a Rock versus Roman Reigns match, and I think this clip from the Young Rock show absolutely shows that that's exactly what we're looking at. Unless something happens, you know, schedules permitting, you know, if Rock gets the call to play Doctor Doom in the Marvel movies or something, which he won't, that's ridiculous. But if he did, of course he'd have to say fuck WrestleMania, right? So he'll have to fit it into a schedule and make it work, but I think he will, and I think that's exactly what we're gonna see. And if you haven't watched Young Rock, it's a fun watch, dude. It's fictionalized somewhat. You know, they stretch things and kind of only for the purpose of entertainment, really. I don't know that they flat out make shit up. Like, this was probably made up, but it was good entertainment, right? And there were probably plenty of times where The Rock was sitting around with his little cousin Joe, and little cousin Joe was trying to get all hyphy and wrestle with him and shit. I mean, Roman has said in an interview before that him and his cousins, the Usos, used to wrestle around all the time, and especially when Rikishi was out on the road, they'd really just fucking go wild in the house and stuff. So all signs point to it, and I hope we get it, and I'll leave it there for now. Watch Young Rock. Great show, fun to watch, and I really fucking hope we get Rock, Roman, WrestleMania 39, Hollywood. Oh yeah, thanks for checking out the video. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like it if you liked it. Yeah, and you can check out full episodes each and every Sunday right here on the channel. Oh yeah, dig it.